You're right there, Mark here from 6 Plus over another installment, episode 6 of the Sons of Behemat book 3.0. So today we're going over the Breaker tribe. So if you want to follow along, turn to page 65 and let us begin. So we're going to go over the battle traits, the command traits, and the artifacts of power. So let's crack on with the battle traits. So the first one is breaking down the houses. Add 1 to the damage inflicted by successful attacks made by friendly mancrusher gargants that target an enemy unit that is part of a garrison or wholly on a terrain feature. So useful. So useful. If you got a heavily dense board with terrain and stuff like that, it's just really useful. Also, you got certain armies out there that use garrison quite a bit. One that comes to mind, Carrigan Overlords. If they're in their ships, they are garrisoned. So now you get to target the units that are in there. Not bad at all. Now their main thing for being Breaker Tribe is Fierceloathings. When you pick a Breaker Tribe army, you pick one of the Fierceloathings below and record it on your army roster. The rule for the Fierceloathing applies to friendly gatebreakers and mancrusher gargant units. So the big thing is, this is when you're building your army. This isn't during deployment, this isn't after deployment or anything else. This is before all of that. This is when you build your army. Alright? So you got Bossy Boots and Clever Clogs, which is add 1 to the hit rolls for attacks made by this unit that target an enemy hero or wizard. Idiots with Flags, add 1 to the hit rolls made by this unit that targets an enemy totem or unit with any command models. Wannabes, add 1 to the hit rolls for attacks made by this unit that target an enemy war machine or monster. So, my general go to pick one safe option is Idiots with Flags. Because command models are so prevalent in armies. Go for it. You can't always... There may be heroes in an army. Alright? But you're not always guaranteed wizards. The meta is always changing. It's always in flux. Your local gaming meta is always in flux. You may not have a lot of war machines or monsters, but one game you may do, one game you may not. 9 times out of 10, you're gonna go against armies that have command models in their units. So to get the best bang for your buck out of this trait, I would recommend Idiots with Flags. The other two are very useful. I've used them. The Wannabes, so cool, you're going monster hunting. Alright. Then the Bossy Boots and Clever Clogs, you just go, you're given command abilities. Nope. And you just squish them. Alright. But the safe option, Idiot with Flags. Then we got Ramming Speed. This one is really quite straightforward. Use this command ability at the start of your charge phase. The command can only be issued by your general, and the unit that receives the command must be a friendly mancrusher gargant unit. Until the end of that phase, you can attempt to charge with that unit that received the command if it's within 18 of an enemy unit instead of 12. In addition, you roll 3d6 instead of 2d6 to determine its charge. Really useful. Bigger threat range. However, you cannot use the reroll command in that same phase. You can only use one command on a unit per phase. So it's either you get to charge outside of your 12 without a reroll, or you can charge within your 12 on 2d6 with a reroll. Part of me is tempted to say, why not use it if you're 12, 13, 14 inches away and roll your 3d6, because then on a charge of a 12, you're rolling 3d6, you're better odds than 2d6 with a reroll. You are technically better chance of it. But that is just straightforward. Straightforward and simple. You've got a bigger threat range. 4, remember your mancrusher gargant unit. Now let's crack on with command traits. Command traits. Extremely bitter. You can choose a second fierce loathing that applies only to your general. It's just really versatile. Like I said, if you went with idiots with flags, why not make your general a monster hunter or war machine hunter? So he's got +1 to hit against them. Why not? It's an option. Now the second one is Seize Red. So in the command phase, if your general is within 3 inches of a defensible terrain feature or an enemy unit that is wholly on a terrain feature, use the top row for the general's damage table regardless of how many wounds he's taken. This is the same again compared to breaking down houses. It is very subjective to how your local games are set up. If there's a lot of terrain on the board in your local gaming area, maybe worth an option. Because he's going to be running around and it's within 3 inches. So they're big base, they're mega gargants, they're big bases. So that's quite the catchment area you could have. And, you know, it's not to say you've got to target that unit or that terrain feature. It could be behind you, but you're smacking something in front of you. But it's still procking it off. Not bad. Now we get on to the artifacts of power. The Great Wrecker. Mancrusher only. If the unmodified hit roll for an attack made by the bearer's Fort Crusher Flail is 6, the attack causes D3 mortal wounds to the target in addition to normal damage. Straightforward. You start out with 6 attacks. Having some mortal wounds in there, not a bad option. Just to squish some enemies. Safe option, ain't it? The one that I do like, though, is King's Slaughterer Cowl. Gatebreaker only. Add 1 to wound rolls for attacks made by the bearer that target an enemy hero. That's the flail. And the stomps. So why not give him or them extremely bitter? So your army has +1 to hit against totem and commands, but then give him +1 to hit against heroes or wizards, and then give him the cowl. So now he's got +1 to hit against the heroes and +1 to wound against the heroes. He wants to go after heroes. It's just funny. It's just like, you're a bossy boot. Squish. Why not? Why not? But that is the Gatebreaker tribe. Alright? I'm not going to be biased at all. I do, not biased or whatever you want to call. I put the cards out. I do like the Breaker army. I do like the Breaker tribe. I like them all. But the Breaker one, it's just fun. It's just fun. You just run around and just do nutty things. But if you have enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Please comment down below your experience or anything you've had with or against Breaker Tribe or Sons of Behemat. Very much appreciated. If you're enjoying this content, subscribe. You'll get and hit that bell notification so you know when more Sons of Behemat comes up. But as always, thank you so very much for watching through to the end. Social media links and affiliate links are down in the description. Any and all support, very much appreciated. It just helps keep the lights on and keep the content flowing. But I've taken enough of your time, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Take care.